Hey you, welcome back. I think we're doing daily videos at this point. These are super fun. Really learning that I need to decorate this wall because it looks awful in here. But today's story is really to talk about something so history does not repeat itself. So history doesn't miss out on one of the greatest VR games ever made that failed for very normal reasons. And I say failed not in the sense that it's a bad game, it's the perfect game. But it just never reached the peak it should have. And I need to do my part to make sure that the OG VR enthusiast myself of 2015, 2016 makes you aware. But this does require a story to get there. It starts with sports ball. So stick with me here. Sports ball. There was a recent big sports ball event, the Bowl of Sports Ball, the Super Bowl. And that was played between the Cincinnati Bengals and the LA Rams. I always want to say St. Louis Rams. LA Rams, right? That game in itself, outside, just in a bubble, is a bad game. It's a boring game, right? No one cares, other than if you're a Cincinnati or a Rams fan. But the reason the Super Bowl is so big, it's so amazing, is because of the story, of the trials and tribulations, the injuries, the pressure, everything that brought those two teams to that final fight. That's the story. That's what matters. And that's what I want to pitch here, is the story, because VR misses those stories sometimes. There's not the emotional connection, but there is a story here. You know, for me, it starts with mech games. If you haven't picked up yet, I'm going to be talking about Vox Machina, so pay attention. It starts with when I got my original Xbox. Got my original Xbox and got a demo disc, or a full disc, but in a sleeve, of Mech Warrior 1, the original Mech Warrior. Had a blast. Fell in love with the mech genre. I loved customizing my mechs, figuring out play styles, piloting them. They're really clunky, and you got to realize how to drive. It's not fluid like a car. It's just fun to learn a mech game. Graduating later to an Xbox 360, Chrome Hounds. For those people who played Chrome Hounds, you were just treated to an absolute gem. For those who haven't, another mech game, but you had super amounts of customization. You could just deck out a mech with like 30 howitzers. It wouldn't be able to move, but you could do it. You also had to pick a faction, and as you played and won multiplayer matches, your faction would gain points, and you'd try to control a map. It was just an amazing experience that further deepened my love to mech games. Now we go to VR, and naturally I'm going to go, what VR games can I find out there that have mechs? Vox Machina was one of the first ones that I ever played. Don't quote me when, but it was probably 2017, 2018. I'm just guessing. Ever since COVID, time is not really understandable anymore. But I found a mech game, and I played it. It was multiplayer only. And this is PC VR only at the time too, so you can imagine servers weren't super busy. But when I could play, it was AAA. To this day, I still feel like it's a AAA title that eclipses actual AAA games that we've seen in VR. It is just a masterpiece of showing why VR is perfect and what VR can do to heighten an experience, make it better, and there's no better game that did it than Vox Machina to me, right? It was the perfect mech game. It made you feel like you're in Gundam. I mean, even when you were talking to your teammates, there's like a visual indicator that would show the avatar of that person. So when they're talking, I know it's them. I don't even need to listen to a voice control. Just by getting communicated, I'm immersed in this whole game. And it was flawless. But it failed. And when I say failed, it didn't fail by reviews. The reviews are overwhelmingly positive, and they always have been. But it never got the traction it deserved, and you can understand why. It's a multiplayer-only VR game that's PC VR. You know, it's a small niche market that never got traction, especially back then. But now, March 3rd, well, TBD, they saying as early as March 3rd, but it may be later. Vox Machina is coming to the Oculus Quest platform, Meta Quest platform. It's gonna take me a while to fucking do that right, but it's coming to the Meta Quest platform. Full multiplayer mode, same as PC VR, but also a single player campaign right now. And I refuse to see Vox Machina not get the due it deserves. It never did. It got the due from people who played it, but not from the mass appeal audience. And now it is its time. The Vox Machina team has said they've been spending tireless hours to get this game running flawlessly on mobile. How will it perform? I don't know. I haven't played the game on mobile. I haven't reached out to the developers to try to play it. I just saw the news today. You'll see this the day after the news posted. And I had to talk about it because I refuse to see good games go unplayed. And a lot of developers do their damn best to make the best VR game they possibly can. And they're tirelessly working with small teams who are underfunded. They don't have the time to speak about their game, to market it, to push hard on the community. Like Zenith was the most recent game that did a fantastic job building a community and launching a game, but this team probably doesn't have the power to do that right now. And if this video is anything but a fluff story to get you hyped, to get you excited for the possible March 3rd release or a little bit after that of Vox Machina on the Oculus Quest platform, that's the mission of this video. Buy it, play it, return it in the return window if you don't like it, but try this game, because I'm confident for anyone who likes mechs, even if you don't, if you just like the most immersive VR experiences that you could possibly have, this is the game for you. Give it a look. I will play the game, and I will give a full review when it launches. May not be on release date, but I will put a lot of time into playing this on the MetaQuest 2. So that's the video. I'll stop rambling at this point. It is, to sum it up so the title isn't clickbait here, if you're still here by now, Vox Machina is AAA Game of the Year quality contender for the MetaQuest 2. See you next time, Space Cowboys. Peace.